right, so blue-red flash. This archetype is super good in standard right now. I know a number of people are playing it at the upcoming Mythic Championship this weekend. In historic, some cards that we get are upgrades. Honestly, this is going to sound silly to some people, but the biggest upgrade this deck gets in historic is Sulfur Falls. Like, just having better mana is a big deal, especially in our deck that has like a triple blue and a double red card in it. We're also gaining Dream Eater here, which this card may or may not be good enough. This deck does have a high land count. Surveil 4 is nothing to scoff at, and it does impact the board when it comes into play. So like this, in conjunction with Brazen Borrower and Gadwick, can generate a lot of tempo. We also gain some Lightning Strikes here as a 2-mana way to deal a little bit more damage to things. So, actually, looking at this sideboard here again, I think I'm going to put one more Aether Gust in, just because, I'm going to cut the Embercleave, because there haven't been a lot of Cat Oven decks this format, which is where I wanted the third Embercleave for. And Aether Gust, there's been a lot of Groll on the ladder. I think Groll is probably the most popular deck we've played against. So I'm going to add a third Gust to make that matchup potentially a little bit better. How do I subscribe to you with exposure, not seeing the option? The man, the myth, the legend, the Tolarian Community College. Thanks for the 3 years, Brian. I don't want to be paid in exposure. People die from exposure. Sometimes even get arrested, depending on what kind it is. I think I'm going to mulligan this one. I think on the draw, I want some kind of interaction. We've got like Shock, Lightning Strike, you know, Syncopate, stuff like that. I think I need to be impacting the board or a spell on turn 2. And yeah, this hand's great. I'm going to keep this. I think I'm actually going to bottom Gadwick here. Which, if we flood out, I'm going to be a little bit sad that we did that, but... Yep. Fauna Shaman, right on time opt. Welcome to the party. All right, so I think I'm going to hold up Syncopate for 1 / Bonecrusher here. One of the things I'm going to want to think about while we're playing this deck is how often Syncopate is better or worse than Quench. Like, for instance here. Our sub baby is 2 months old, waiting on professional engineering exams results, and got me going crazy. Well, I hope everything works out for that. Thanks for 11 months, Matt. Bonecrusher was ready there, fortunately for us. I think I'm just gonna pass again. Like I have Syncopate as like a pseudo cancel here. Yep. Choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Neat. Borrower's not very good here. Their cards are really cheap, so bouncing them isn't particularly exciting. And the 3/1 can only block flyers. So they're mostly out of gas here. Although it's worth noting, any creatures that they play at this point could easily be turned into other bigger things. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this. This Blast Zone's probably going to cash in for their 1-drops. Feeling a little bit sad I bottomed the Gadwick in the dark. Kind of wish I would have bottomed the Borrower instead. Ooh, Distant Melody and Merfolk could be sweet. Blue-green Merfolk was a deck for a hot second in Standard. Okay, yep. Yup. There's a lot of crab people coming our way, chat. Okay, so I think we do this, and then we just crank this to 2 now. And just, like, leave them these. Crab to fuel Fauna Shaman is also interesting. I assume they're gonna find a card here that does not cost 2 since I have Blast Zone in play. Yeah, Flame Sweeps in our sideboard are looking particularly delicious at the moment. Yup. Send that one back to where it came. This Beast Whisperer is just gonna bury us. Really need a lightning strike here. Vomit. I think I'm just trading these here. Yeah, maybe Wargame. I can see that potentially being okay. Oh, that's a big boy as well. I'm gonna get to bounce this plus play this, which will make this a 4/3, so then these can trade here. I think we're just dead at this point. Let's get some more removal into our deck here. Brazen Borrower are pretty exceptionally bad in these matchups where their cards are both cheap and they don't have flying things to block. It's gonna be our first cut here. Actually gonna change quite a bit with our sideboard plan. Dream Eater probably comes out too. Your sentence doesn't English, Warder. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I'm gonna keep one Embercleave. Cut through to close the game. Actually, if I'm boarding out the flyers, I probably want all the Embercleaves. A list without Chandra. Yeah, I'm actually not sure Chandra's good. I'd play Glorybringer. I know, Bob. I would really, again, I'd really love to know who picks out which cards get borderless and which don't. The fact that, like, format staples like this don't have a borderless option is such a huge miss. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, well, I mean, I'm glad we drew Embercleave. Hopefully we can just kill them here. Oh, I guess Blast Zone clears both of these, huh? Yeah, no problem, Ed Bingo. Gonna be going back to tweeting deck lists when we start new different things. Alright, so they get to draw a card here, but I get to crunch their board presence and make this bigger, so that's good. We get 3 shots at a land here. I honestly don't remember Wargy. My recommendation is always, if you're interested in what Past Jeff thought of a deck, you should go listen to Past Jeff on YouTube. Because Present Jeff has played a lot of decks in between when Past Jeff and Present Jeff were around, so just going back to the source is generally a good idea. I think a Hardened Scales blue-green Merfolk deck could work in Pioneer. I'd be kind of surprised. I'm not sure the Merfolk really gain enough 1/1 counters to really make it meaningful to add that card to the deck. I'm just so angry, chat. Cleave ho! I was worried we were about to get spell pierced there for a second. Embercleave's real good. Audio being stuck bug. Audio bug. Bug. Someone responded to my most recent deck list tweet saying they were upset that I was tweeting deck lists. So, apparently they didn't understand how social media worked and didn't know how to unfollow, so I blocked them. Because I'm a humanitarian, chat. When people don't understand how things work for themselves, I'm a giver. Help out the little guy that can't help themselves. That wasn't like as good as like a shocker or removal spell, but it's like pretty reasonable. Changing your diet to all humans will help the environment. It's funny because it's true. I don't know that we can play counter spells in this format, chat. I think counter spells are off the menu until we get a ban list update. Think we need a ban list update. Alright, come on, flame sweep one time. How about another land, chat? How do we feel about that one? We tried. I still have 8 Stifle Birds. I only went 13-0 with that deck. I drew and conceded the last 2. Yes, that was the Blue-Red Wizards deck in Modern. Sure. Oh no! Why is it so big, chat? Why is it so large? Why is it so large? Oh no. It's such a big boy. It's a bigly dino, chat. Bigly dino boy. All right, I guess that's a plan. I don't know that it's a good plan, but it's a plan. All right, we get to Ionize whatever their play is this turn, and then double Lightning Strike their thing next turn. Which, like, technically speaking, double Lightning Striking this after it's made them discard 2 cards technically is a 3-for-2, right? Like, that puts us out ahead. Like, in terms of, like, cards to cards, like, we're coming out ahead in that exchange. Yeah, it was take 7, get some card advantage. That being said, the rest of our hand is like pretty medium here. The rest of their hand is also medium, and by that I mean they have a bunch of 5 and 6 drops, and they're gonna kill us when they draw a land. It ain't about to be pretty when this land comes down, chat. Main deck Veil. I don't think this is a main deck Veil format. I think Veil's very good, and you played it in all the green decks, but I don't quite think we're in main deck Veil territory. We've got huge tracts of land. All their dorks are so thick, chat. Aether Gust is great. Bounce spells are great. Alright, what do I want to get rid of here? Gadwick's probably a little slow. Can I rage cut a land? I'm gonna rage cut a land. This doesn't quite kill anything. Most of their stuff. All right, let's run it. Armageddon, thank you for the quarter veer. I appreciate it. Welcome back. They're stomping through my huge tracts of land. Good spot. Put Spyglass in and name their username. Are they a magic card? I wonder if they are a Magic the Gathering card. I think I'm supposed to keep this. Shock's pretty bad. Shock teams up with my other removal spell to kill things. It also, like, lets Bonecrusher plus a Shock trade inside of combat. It's a little bit of reach at worst. I mean, I have an opt, so I'm pretty confident we're going to see a third land. The question is, can we manage to not get run over while our hand is this kind of clunky to start? There's a good chance the answer to that question is no. Double burn spells against the Rift Drawer. Listen, I didn't say it was a good plan. I just said it was a plan that exists, okay? All right, with the Ionize draw, I'm just going to pass the turn here. If we hadn't drawn Ionize, I was just going to Lightning Strike this. Yeah, these kind of green monster styles decks are, tend to be like hard matchups for this. In fact, this reminds me a lot of when we tried this deck in the early iterations of the existing standard format in like Eldraine 1.0. Like, this deck really struggled there because there were these better green monster decks on the back of things like Once Upon a Time in Vale. So, like, the reason why this archetype has become playable in the current standard format is because, I think a lot of these decks that are good against it have kind of fallen out of favor. Empty Hex, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Veil this one. Ugh. Dang it, Bobby. Where are my lands, chat? Where are my tracks of land? Big Veil energy. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. I rage cut one of the lands. Hey, we've only drawn one sideboard card, thank you. Feels magic, man. Feels magic, man. Yeah, maybe I should have just Brazen Borrowered last turn and just tried to attack them in the air. Seems like a reasonable suggestion. Alright. Collision me, daddy. Collision me. Moments before the Colossus. Ooh, lucky, lucky, lucky. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky, chat. Blue Tarmogoyf does it again. He's my Tarmogoofy. Finding lands wins games sometimes, yep. Exactly. I mean, Brazen Borrower is the best bounce spell ever printed. Pretty good. Do you think we can talk my opponent into playing poker? I bet 4 Brazen Borrowers with an Ionize kicker wins that game. Sure. I remember when creatures who bound things were jellyfish, right? Reflector Mage isn't a bounce spell. Reflector Mage is like a tempo creature. Brazen Borrower like bounces any non-land permanent. So I agree if you're just like comparing Man of War style effects, that Reflector Mage is definitely the best Man of War ever printed. But in terms of like generic bounce spells like Echoing Truth and those types of effects, Brazen Borrower is the best bar none. I'm gonna get Veil of Summer next turn and be sad, but I think it's right to just get this down to try and start clocking them. Yeah, super rewarded here. The climb deck felt a little bit medium. I think the way the deck was built was probably just worse than some of the other options that you have for green aggressive decks in the format. Are they out of a land? That's good for us. Rats. Nah, Brazen Borrower is much better than Venser. I don't think it's particularly close. 3/1 evasive body is really good. The fact that you can play it for 2 mana too is also a big deal. Yeah, the flexibility. Alright, let's draw lands for the next 2 turns, huh? Sing the song, sounds that's just singing, baby, ooh, say ooh. Do. We get to go bounce your thing, play Brazen Borrower this turn. And then, like, next turn we draw land and, like, Dream Eater their thing back to their hand. And then Embercleave finishes the game cleanly. Unsubstantiate does not bounce non-land permanents. It only bounces creatures. If Unsubstantiate was bounce anything, I think it would be the best one, Candorus, but because it only bounces creatures, I think Brazen Borrower is much better. This is a pretty good pickup too, as far as like non-lands are considered. Like, kill your elf, have a blocker for Questing Beast, keep hitting you for 3. Opponent just like hasn't seen any of their fatties that we can't deal with this game, so we have a shot. A little bit of tempo from the Brazen Borrowers, then some flying power feels good here. Like I said, if we can hit that 6th mana and get this Dream Eater down, should end up in a real good spot. Sure, you have Ripjaw Raptor. They have the fight card here. I am really surprised that they Savage Stomped that and not my Brazen Borrower. Or do they have a shock? We're just dead to a shock, right? Or we're dead to shock plus Veil. If they don't have Veil here, we get to kill them next turn. Actually, we kill them through Veil, right? Because the Embercleave is lethal, so we need to just not die to shock here. Oh, I'm at 3. What am I saying? Shock would kill my thing carrying the sword, though. Cleave is so good in this archetype. It's kind of unreal. You notice that's one thing that not everybody is doing with the standard deck list of this archetype. I think it's a pretty big miss. Yeah, we ended up winning that, Bob. They had kind of a slowish start in the 3rd game, and like we were able to tempo them out with Brazen Borrowers. Yeah, Cleave is just like so powerful. I think I'm happy with the list so far. I don't think I have any changes to make. Yeah, I want to play a couple more games. I wouldn't be surprised if the conclusion on Dream Eater is that this card's just like too expensive. It's just like not good enough, but I think I want to play some more games with it first. You see Cleave in the blue-red Pioneer deck, like, emerge. Maybe, I don't know if that deck needs the extra closing power. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Like, the reason why we won that game was because of the Brazen Borrowers, and Dream Eater, in a way, is kind of like extra Brazen Borrowers, right? Need to make a final decision on a deck choice for standards with TLDR and Black Red Aristocrats. I think it's fine. I think, as of this very moment, my choice for a competitive deck would be the Jund Oven deck that's up on my website, just because it kind of offers a little bit more play lines than that archetype does. All right, here's the girl matchup. Tapped land feels real bad here, but I don't think I can bottom it and risk bricking. So, part of the problem with a card like Royal Scions in this archetype, if you watch how the games tend to play out in this deck, a lot of our games we're using our health total very aggressively as a resource, and using our health total as a resource makes Planeswalkers worse because it means we're not defending the board, so people can just, like, attack our Planeswalkers down very easily. For both, Jack Frost. The tap ability is definitely relevant. Blue Sun, randomly drawing a bunch of cards is also good in the mid to late game. Alright, we had a tap land, and they were on the play. Yikes. Alright, Ionize. I think we just cut the counter spells here. Just, like, bring in 6 removal spells, basically. I don't think this is a Chandra matchup. Let's try it. Start like this. That's neat, Punchworthy. Yeah, Ambush is just like the all-star of these Gruul decks. What a liar, this person isn't playing blue. Username Snapcaster Mage playing Gruul. Boo. It's like when someone's name is Grixis and they're playing like white aggro. Like, get out of here. Or like the person with Jund in their name is playing blue-white control. It's like everything you stand for is a lie. If any of these were made red mana, I think I'd snap this off, but without a red source, I don't think I can keep that. This is where the magic happens. Feels magic, man. I mean, your opponent is always going to have things in play, Hacksaw. If Dream Eater's not proactively advancing your board, you're probably in a great spot. And like a 3/3 for 4 is not a good rate. Hey, Isvin, thanks for the 3rd of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. There's a bacteria called Hoglandella. I don't know. Never heard of that one before. Kurz. Enjoy the content. Thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate shipping your Prime back this way again. Don't shame Grixis. It's a nice little shard where I like to spend time. Poor Grixis. Welcome back, Kasadan. Man, have we won any die rolls with this deck? I feel like we haven't won any die rolls today. So, because I have my 4th land lined up guaranteed, I'm gonna go ahead and just play a tap land on 1 and like play Cutthroat on 2 and play Opt after the Cutthroat, so that way I can make it bigger. Brooks Temper, thanks for shipping your Prime support this way this month and keeping me employed. I appreciate the Bezo bucks. There's a lot of great people out there that you can send those to every single month. Ooh, are they playing Yarok Field? Embercleave will be good here if so. Smells like Yarok Field. Let me get Witch Figured here. Rough. Punish for waiting on the opt. Hey, that's a good one. Once upon a time, there was a... Yep. Are you ready, chat? Bonecrusher's ready. Stompy on that guy. We'll get an opt here. This Embercleave might be our saving grace. You get to cleave ho on the Bonecrusher next turn. Yeah, I'm not sure that Trickster's good enough, honestly. Murderous Rider, it's pretty good. They have to lose 4, but it means they don't die to Embercleave. Christopher Donis, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, if they don't have an untapped land here, I'm probably just going to go ahead... Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just Embercleave them this turn. And then next turn we can Gadwick for X's 3. So, like, this knocks them to 10. And then, like, the Murderous Rider is going to put them to 6. They need an untapped Black Source here to be able to cast and wow, still missing a land. It's rough for them. Good play on my opponent's part here to kill this while I'm tapped out. They don't want to give me the chance to untap and have a removal spell. Actually, end step, Borrower, untap, equip, plus shock should be lethal, right? So we'll just do that. Yeah, Borrower plus cleave is super powerful. Once upon a time, there was a... So you watched the original Spider-Man this weekend? Excellent. Teaching people all sorts of things. Alright, so end step, Borrower, bounce this, and then Cleave kills them. Yeah. You know, don't even need the shock. I guess now, since they're drawing 2 cards here, I'd rather not bounce this, because I don't want this to die to a Murderous Rider. So if they don't cast this here, second Grazer, yep. If this is a disfigure, they're gonna kill us here. So need to hope that's not a second copy of Witch Figure. on! Come on! Yes, this was a cut the line to the person who asked. Hey, you get to draw 4 here at least. Even with Embercleave, it's probably not going to be enough, though. Oh, I guess this is 5 here, huh? We just draw another burn spell next turn. Could just draw another burn spell next turn. So we've got 1 shock, 2 lightning strikes, 3 Bonecrusher Giants, and then ops as redraws. Oh, they just have fielder. I was like, oh, they're dead anyways because the Embercleave works out, but they just get to field of ruin me. Wait. What if I do this and then we put on full control mode and I go shock you, Syncopate for 0, trigger Gadwick, diddle your Arboreal Grazer, Syncopate for 0, trigger my Gadwick, so then they can make 2 zombies here, but they're still dead, and I have a lightning strike to boot. Papi! Papi! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Do 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 do. That was sick. Yeah, we were talking about tracking Quench versus Syncopate, and Quench definitely wouldn't have done it there, right? Quench would not have been good enough. Murderous Rider killed something, it was just also the opponent, right? Alright, so Chandra and Lightning Strike sound great here. I don't know if this is an Aether Gust matchup. What am I trimming here? I know we just burned them out, but am I supposed to trim these? I feel like I'm supposed to cut the burn spells in this matchup. EGH, thanks for the... Oh. Highlights got me all over the place today. I think I like this. Is this crazy? I think I like this. I still have Bonecrusher Giant to like take out Risen Reefs. Yeah, let's try this. Someone had just asked earlier in this set, like, is Gadwick there for drawing cards or for tapping things? And that game very clearly showed it's good at both. You're trying to go under. I don't think this is a Dream Eater matchup. I mean, I think like that last game is a good example of like how these games are going to play out on average. And I think expecting my deck to kill my opponent's deck before I'm on turn like 7, 8, 9 is probably not likely. So I think most games, even games I'm winning, I'm going to get to 6+ lands. And Dream Eater's like a utility card that also kills them. I'm gonna be a little bit greedy and bottom this. If I didn't draw my third land for the turn, I think I would keep that. But because I already drew my third land guaranteed, I'm gonna bottom that because I have 26 lands and I have ops, so. I expect my opponent to get even more interactive post board, have more removal spells and stuff like that. They're doing away with grand pre-buys. Really? That kind of surprises me. Yep, in for opt, makes these bigger next turn. All right. All right, so they're just dead, right? Just dead. Blue Goyf is busted. Neckfire, thank you for the 5 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That was pretty excellent. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of Standard, Historic, and Pioneer here. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper, trading cards, using code HOAGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your paper cards into other cards that you want. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. Inked Gaming would love to help you customize your gaming experience with your style. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on all of your purchases there with them. And the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, they're a paper tournament series that focuses on non-rotating formats with Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. And starting next year, not only are they going to be doing $5,000 cash tournaments every month, but they're going to be doing double tournament weekends, both Saturday and Sunday tournaments in the Midwest.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Alright, let's dive into another couple matches with this blue-red flash deck. I don't know if this deck is good, but it's definitely great, and I love playing decks like this. Bad flash decks are my jam. No More Music people, yeah, VSQ rolled off after last month. Sponsors, they go in and out. If you're interested in sponsoring the stream with a product or business, feel free to reach out via email or Twitter. This is a good flash deck, though. I definitely think this deck's good in Standard. I feel like this deck's a dog to Gruul, but we also don't know like how much Gruul actually is in this format. There's a lot of people trying a lot of different things in Historic at the moment. Good mulligan. Ziggs, thanks for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday wherever you're at. Check out some of our options here. Definitely don't need a second Dream Eater. The fact this deck is proactive as well as reactive and kills your opponent could be why it's better than the iterations of Flash we've played before. Yeah, possibly. Discarded a Phoenix over there. Brazen Borrower is actually kind of funny against that card. They like cast a bunch of spells to put into play and you're just like, pick it up, get out of here. We've not cashed Dream Eater yet. I'm pretty confident that 3 Dream Eaters is too many, but I also like to start with a lot of copies of a card to try and just draw it to see how it feels when we get to cast it. Yeah, I think Teamer's just too much of a reach because the green cards that you actually want to play are green-green, which makes things a little awkward. So I get to go ahead and end step Borrower here, and then next turn I can Borrower bounce the Killed Fiend as well as play it, and then the following turn we get to play Dream Eater here. So this could be a game where Dream Eater ends up being very good. You got it. Your velocity's been maximized. I could bounce this, but I'd rather just get my own threat into play here. Yeah, I agree. Role assessment style decks that pivot what they're doing based on what the opponent's doing and what their draw looks like, I think are some of the most satisfying decks to play in Magic. Bacon Bolt. What if I just Syncopate that? What are the odds I die if I Syncopate this? Feels like there's a non-zero chance. Syncopating it's appealing because it exiles it. Hey, Nerd Girl. Good afternoon. They just, like, have a shock here. They get to floop a Phoenix back into play. I think I'm supposed to counterspell this. Wow, that's great for us. Less great. Less great, chat. Less great. Yeah, was definitely better than Quenchler, which again, one of those things we want to keep track of. So far, Syncopate's definitely felt better than Quench. So this turn, I can Brazen Borrower plus crank Blast Zone up. Could also just Dream Eater. We might just be dead here. Although I suppose I can Dream Eater bounce one of these and then block the other, assuming they don't have Crash Through. Yeah, the Exile clause in Syncopate, I agree, is going to come up more than you expect. Yeah, we're probably in the tempo plus trade plan here. Big bucks, no Crash Through. We're gonna get thudded. Yeah, we're dead to thud either way. Nice, Clad. Gosh, am I binning all of these? We're definitely binning these. The Cutthroat might be keepable. Because, like, next turn I have 7 mana, and I can, like, Cutthroat, bounce, and play Borrower. Cutthroat is basically a removal spell. Just Cutthroat can trade with this Kill Fiend. God, Brazen Borrower is just so good. Would they have a dive down? Dive down would not be good for me. Spell Pierce, okay. think I just hit them and go to 2 here. Alright, kill me. Do I want to scry? I think I just take a draw in case I hit Gadwick or Dream Eater. That's actually an okay-ish draw, because I can Ionize plus scry, which is nice. Okay. I'm just ionizing their first thing because I can't ionize Phoenixes coming back. Maybe I'm just supposed to put Blast Zone to 4 here rather than scrying. It's quite possible rather than scrying I'm supposed to just up Blast Zone there. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, do 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 do. So I need to leave 4 up for this. I'm just gonna bottom that. I'm just looking for instants. We're gonna kill him with Cutthroat. You're just like leaving up Ionize and Blast Zone from here on out. Are you ready? Bonecrusher's ready. Why not chuck that in? That question is peak Twitch chat. Love it. I cannot believe we won that game. That was, man, Dream Eater was really good. We would not have won that game without Dream Eater. Dream Eater was quite excellent there. This is not an Embercleave matchup. This is definitely like an all Doomblades on deck matchup, I think. So there's one like Alma stuff that kills their stuff. This is an Ionize out matchup. I think this is an Ionize out matchup. Maybe trim a Gadwick too. What do we think of this? Gadwick in general might not be good enough. Maybe it's like board in a dispute. Seems fine. Aether Gust is good against the Phoenixes. It's okay. I guess it makes them recast them. Maybe this is fine. I'll split these. Let's try this. The fact that Aether Gust also attacks Kiln Fiend when it's all juiced up is relevant. Cut my stupid fire stick in. Today is sponsored by Bob. Bob's Cheer shared rewards with 150 people in chat. You the best, Bob. Just guy fires it is to wrap the day up. This hand's pretty good, huh? Bonecrusher just seems great in this matchup. Kills their threats, then also turns into a very good threat of her own. Yes, that's true. If you want to cut a cut, you got to double it up. That's actually pretty scary. I got to send some of my attention over that way now. They binned a Kiln Fiend. They correctly sniffed out the texture of our hand here, which is just like mono getchas. Hey, Crot, thanks for the 2/3 of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Huh. I think I want to give them one more turn with this, and I'm just gonna double stomp the Crackling Drake. I think there's a good chance that they have like protection and counter spells. So like if I don't double spell kill the Drake now, we have a harder time doing it the following turn, and like this will die to just a single burn spell. And while this card is making the average contents of their hand better, this card isn't technically card advantage. This card just gives card selection. They're not actually up on cards. I'm probably gonna throw this deck up on the historic page of the website tonight. Deck's pretty gas. You are flash for historic. Gotta make notes, otherwise I forget shit. I'm an old man. Alright, and then how about if I kill your Scions with the Lightning Strike anyways? When it inevitably happens, do I need 2 million shillings to cut the line? Yes, Kuntz. I'll save up then. I imagine there's going to be a few people saving up for Shillionaire. Man. Dream Eater can't bounce. This is opponent stuff as well. That's so sad. Just gonna take 4 here. And then at end step, drop the Dream Eater, bounce this. Send that one back from whence it came. They're down to 12 already here. Got it. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Have a removal spell for the last card? Spell Pierce, sure. And this game should be pretty over here. During their upkeep, I'm gonna Aether Gust this. I guess there's theoretically a world where they like hit Shard Course and a bunch of other stuff and like put some Phoenixes out here with some exceptional luck, but even then we're not dead to 4 Phoenixes if they were to somehow piece that together. I doubt they're playing a sweeper that ends the game, that clears this board out. They're looking at their discard pile. Oh, do they have Finale? Finale would be really good. You did miss our Pioneer deck today, so as always, you can find not only what decks I'm playing, not only when I'm streaming, but what I'm playing at different points while I'm streaming on my schedule page on my website. I will be starting tomorrow's stream with Pioneer as well before we roll into Standard, and then all day Friday is going to be Pioneer. We're going to do 4 different Pioneer decks on Friday. Yeah, YouTube's a good lifesaver too. Everything goes up on the YouTube channel relatively quickly after I sign off. Also, if you're a subscriber in the subscribers Discord server, or if you follow me on Twitter, I post in both those places now whenever we change decks. You can get updates on what's being played throughout the day there as well. Yeah, bounce spells. Bounce spells don't do it either there. And the Bonecrusher Giant, they try to take it off the table, like deals 2 to them, which is great. Hand's really good on the play. I don't know if you really need to say that, because like being on the play is just great in general, but our deck with Syncopate in it is especially good on the play. Best deck in Historic, nobody knows. I don't give takes like that. Something with Forest in it. Either Once Upon a Time plus Field of the Dead, or Once Upon a Time plus, or Once Upon a Time plus Embercleave, probably. Even if they, like, Teferi bounce the Giant here, the Giant then just crushes Teferi, so it's, like, not really a big deal. Blue-white stuff and no plays. Probably some kind of control deck. Would have liked to hit a land drop there, but drawing another counterspell is not the worst consolation prize. I'm gonna keep them off of this. They don't have anything super scary at 4 mana, I don't think. Knock on wood, so I don't think I need to hold up Syncopate here. And I don't want to, like, let it resolve and then Brazen Borrower it, because then, well, what's the word I'm searching for, then they could counter my Borrower bounce. They took damage there because I assume they have Absorb or something like that, and they wanted to hold up a counter spell. I think I'm actually just going to play this Bonecrusher Giant back out as a 4-3 and plan to attack this next turn. Although this is a little bit less good for us because, like, now they go 5th land, 5 mana Teferi, and the game probably ends.
Let's try this.
I mean, just like every other format it's been legal in and banned, like, you should be playing for Once Upon a Times in your deck. Well, I was thinking that Brazen Borrower was not a big deal because I could syncopate it, but they have Teferi in play, so you know. Spend your money where you spend your time, he said. Thanks for the biddies, Tubto. I appreciate that. Got the sick 10k cheer badge. I'm excited for the bit emotes to roll out later this month. The whale emote turned out really cute. My graphics guy did a good job on it.
Let's slow this down.
This is with a top hat and a monocle. The big whale badge has a dollar bill shooting out of its blowhole, which is great.
Time for plan B. As soon as I
How's this deck played out? Better than expected, honestly. We're a little bit behind this game because we missed some land drops to start, but it's the first thing that we've been winning similar amounts we've been losing with, and it's felt pretty reasonable. I think 3 of this card is too many, but I think a non-zero amount is honestly probably correct. Thoughtfulness before actions. I think we're probably dead here. Mr. Trezcanta is gonna, like, bury us in the ground. I guess I can just play this now around Syncopate. First you raid my wild cards, now you rob my bits. Sorry. Sorry. Syncopate Exile being kind of relevant here again, because it's going to make Search for Trezcanta flip slower, which is nice. I did. So the 1k bit emote is the middle of the burrito. So if you want to make giant burritos, it'll be pay to win. That was Twitch chat suggested, and I thought it was funny, so YOLO. If you've cheered bits to add a deck to the queue, you'll have a burrito middle. I don't know what emote I'll be getting at 25k, but I'm on my way. So if you're one of the big spenders on the channel who has a 25k or a 50k bit badge or higher, I don't have things in for those spots yet. So I have bit badges for all of the other ones, but not those two yet. Sometime the middle of this month, they said. So they didn't give us an exact date, but they said somewhere in the middle of the month. If you're someone who has one of the larger badges and you have a fun suggestion for what you'd like to see at the 25k or the 50k, let me know. Could be Hoaglandia themed or otherwise. I'll have to think about it, perhaps over a burrito. Excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and just petty theft this prison realm and, like, try and attack for a bunch next turn. How can we tell what badge it is on mobile? I don't know if you can on mobile. Yours is a 5k badge, Beansy. And people have the 5k badge, you'll have the one below it too. And to be the one to decide. If you've got a good idea, nobody else has put a good idea forth, Coons. Thanks for the giant pile of bits, you rock. Let me know if you'd like to add or adjust things in the queue. If you have any idea for something that's like non-offensive and funny, open to funny ideas. One of the Republicans is making the argument the American people got to vote, so this is a waste of time. Yeah. Yeah, the Republicans are basically trying to come at the impeachment hearings from the perspective of elected officials are allowed to commit crimes so long as people voted for them, which is just some hot nonsense. Also, the people voted in 2018. That's why the House flipped. The people voted in 2018 for oversight of this administration by flipping the House of Representatives. So, and investigation is very much directly the will of the American people. You do have a 10k bit badge, Top Toast. You'll have a whale emote on some of the other ones. Vomit. We might be able to kill them here, huh? Friendo. Friendo. All right, well, after fumbling a little bit there, we ended up winning that game anyways, so that's sweet. Actually, Spyglass probably isn't very good here. It just gets bounced by Little Teferi, and turning off Little Teferi's activated ability isn't good enough because we're a flash deck, so we need to actually take his annoying butt off the table. I think that's probably not good enough. This is not an Embercleave matchup. We don't need to make our threats double up. We want our threats to just be individually as good as possible. And I think I keep Lightning Strike over Shock because they're a Narset deck, and Lightning Strike kills Narset on 3. Use all my bits from today to shuffle decks as you see fit. Sounds good, Coons. They haven't said a exact date for the bit emotes. My rep told me somewhere around the middle of the month. Second or third week. They haven't publicly posted a date yet. Thanks for the 7 months, Beefcake. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm happy with this. This one's been a good set. I think this is probably gonna be the deck of the day for Historic, unless Jeskai Fires is insane. This one's been really good, and we're gonna throw it up on the website as well. Looking forward to fleshing out the Historic pages more and more and more as time allows. This hand's great. Chandra in our opener should just be absurd here. Rest of the hand's good too, right? Like 3 counterspells Chandra, just need to draw some lands. Hey, look, that's like half a land. Dream Eater's been okay. Maybe it's worth trying to split Gadwicks with Dream Eater in Standard. Correct, Alex. It might even be less than that. If you log into Twitch on the desktop, it should tell you how many bits off exactly you are to get the next bit badge. Hey, XL. Speaking of biddies, thanks for that. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday wherever you are. XL, if you'd like to take a peek at the deck queue and DM me a deck you'd like to bump up by a point, I'd love to do that for you as a thank you for the support. Whenever you cheer 100 bits or more or donate $1 or more, you can always bump something in the queue. And people that support my stuff here dictate what we do and when we do it. Yes, Ranting Bob, cut in another. We're both just on, like, the Castle Vantress plan. So, if they don't give me anything to counterspell here, I'm just scrying for a land and then dropping Chandra next turn, right? And they just, like, pass back again here. They're just like posturing. Yeah, I think I'm in for 2 land drops here in a row. Never thought I have to choose between watching Jeff or C-SPAN. What a time to be alive. Well, both of us will have archives up later. Thanks for the 2/3 of your lab, Red. I appreciate it. Put my democracy towards Human Company and Pioneer. Will do. Thanks, Bionic. I appreciate the tier 2. Welcome back. And they're not Esper, so they can't just like Othakaya bounce Othakaya a bunch to get out of this. They should just be dead in 18 turns or less. If they tuck Chandra in here, Bonecrusher finishes this off. Getting to still play these burn spells because they're also threats post board in this matchup feels absurd. Oh, they could have Dovin's Veto here, right? Veto could have been bad for us there. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass back. Yeah, they could have life gain. I would just be kind of surprised. Like, they probably have Absorb, which could buy them extra time, but I'd be kind of surprised if they have life gain other than Absorb in their deck. Yeah, I don't want to fetch here if possible because I would like to, redraw my Chandra and give them more emblems. Sick. XL, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, the syntax of the request is really hard, Punchworthy. Big agree that that's the hard part. Just gonna keep them from killing me because they're on a real clock here. And like, requiring people to like bump things in very specific ways by typing them is bad customer service. So I'd rather things be good for the end user. We hit after playing for 4 hours or so today, we finally hit Plat tier 3. So easy to say this was probably the best deck of the day. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I think I would be surprised if this deck is good against the Golgari or the Gruul decks. I don't think you're just dead, but it's probably a challenge. Maybe maxing on Aether Gust is good for that. I'm not sure that Spyglass is necessary. So Spyglass is another card that was mostly in the sideboard of the standard build of this deck to deal with Cat Oven. So I think because I'm expecting the green-red deck to be hard, I would just like another Aether Gust. I think 3 Dream Eaters is too many. I think I'd like either a 4th Ionize or a 4th Lightning Strike. Honestly, probably just a 4th Lightning Strike. Having a lot of reach is really sweet. Like, the look of this is, like, really, really nice, I think. Okay, we ended up in a spot that I'm pretty happy with here. I've got one more sideboard card to go out there, an extra Dispute in here. Like me some counter spells. Why Syncopate and not Mystical Dispute there? Wasn't Dispute more efficient? So Dispute was more efficient, but I wanted, because Dispute could be more efficient, I wanted to save it for a potential future turn where I needed to be more efficient. So I think this is the 75 that I'm going to go ahead and throw up on my website for the historic version of this archetype. And I'm looking forward to playing again at some point in the future. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we had another Cut the Line from wonderful Ranting Bob. So we are going to play some Jeskai Fires up next. I'm going to get that imported into my deck editor here and give it a quick once over. When we get back, we're going to play Planeswalker Jeskai Fires. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are.